All right, Shalawam, Shalawam, Maki. I'm out there. I want to start off by giving all glory, praise, honor, dominion, and power unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. YAHAWAH being the name of the Heavenly Father, and whom the world has ignorantly called Jehovah or Yahweh, and YAHAWASHI being the name of his only begotten Son, in whom the world has ignorantly called Jesus Christ, and whom we do worship. We are the Hebrew Israelites, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, and Seminole Indians, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greetings, giving double honors unto my apostles and elders at Great Millstone. And one of the apostles was on the screen, and I'm going to base my lesson off of what the apostle is going into. He's going into exercising, which every man, just man in general, should be into moving. That's a masculine energy. It's movement and being active, not passive. Passive is mainly for women and children a lot of times, but even the children are active when they're really young. They bouncing around, they moving around. A man is constantly moving. Even if his body's not moving, his mind is. And we exercise in both arenas, in mind and in body. You're supposed to have a love for both. Both to have an appetite, or you're supposed to have an appetite for both. All right, so double honors unto my apostles and elders at Great Millstone once again, as I said before. Double honors unto them who have given us the two most important things we can know: the name of our Heavenly Father and the name of his only begotten Son. And having those names, to know those two entities, the Father and the Son, you're already going to be in an active spirit of exercise. All right, and it mentioned in the scripture, bodily exercise profiteth little, but it does profit. Word profit is in there. It does profit. It ain't the main thing, because a lot of niggas, they call them meatheads or whatever, that go to the gym. That's all they about, but they ain't got no brain. See, now the men of the Lord, the men of old, King David, the mighty men, the judges, our people, our forefathers, Moses. All right, Joshua said that Moses had the same strength that he had in his prime, in his youth, when he was old. You can't look at no 80-year-old guy now and tell me that he has the strength as when he had it as a young man. So double honors unto our apostles for giving us the two most important things we can know: the name of our Heavenly Father and the name of his only begotten Son. Their true and proper names in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, our language, the Lashwan QADASH, which means holy tongue. Lashwan meaning tongue or language, and QADASH meaning holy. Now these be the names that are written. The name of the Heavenly Father is YAHAWAH. Yah meaning he. Hawa meaning exists, or is to be. He is. He exists. He, the existing one. For he is a rewarder of them that diligently seeks him. And in the name of his only begotten Son, who has a name that is above every name given amongst men here on earth, to the Israelite man first, and also to the believers, consisting of women, children, helps of the prophets, and those that have faith, they will be calling upon that name, even that mighty name, the name YAHAWASHI. Yah meaning he, Hawashai meaning deliverer and savior. For that is exactly what he will come and do for the second time in physical form, yet as an angelic force, for we shall see him as he is, and we shall be like him. So those one this edifying lesson, those one I call this lesson health. The good health is above infinite wealth. Good health is above infinite wealth. Now, you can't just go to the gym and be a damn meathead and just go in there and think you're gonna be lift 1,000 pounds or whatever, try to look cool and all that. No, you got to know how to stretch. You got to know your body. You got to get your blood flowing. That's why they got the treadmills. That's why they got that one machine. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a rowboat or like a Viking, you know, a long ship type rowing machine. That gets your blood flowing too. I like that machine really more than the treadmill. Because it gets your whole body moving. Because even though your legs might be in a stationary place, you still moving them. Because when you going, your legs is You know, getting into it, your hips, your thighs is opening up, your groin area is opening up, and that's where the testosterone of us men comes from. And when you can squat, you know, they call it an Asian squat or whatever. A lot of Moabites and Ammonites do it, and they be 80 years old or whatever. That's why they so agile, because they know that region of the body very well. See, a lot of our people they can't even squat or do anything, you know, because they too through. They always sitting down or just lazy as hell, like the apostle said. You can't be lazy in this truth. You can't be lazy. This in the worldly sense. You just can't be lazy. And a lot of Jake and just people in general are lazy as hell. They do what they got to do in the eyes of men, and then when everybody leaves, then they go back to the bullshit again. All right? They go right back to the shit they was doing before. Bear with me. Let me put the do not disturb on. All right? And let me get that do not disturb. Now, continuing on, I'm going to play this clip of the apostle. Not the whole thing. I'm just going to play this certain part because he really hit home at the end. You know, just going into his own personal, achievements and the benefits that have given unto him and the apostle Tahar and the other elders and apostles. And then even their elders before them, preferably the elder YAHAWAH, all right, priest YAHAWAH or elder YAHAWAH, he said, this truth keep me young. And I don't really know how old he was at the time that was recorded. But he said that the truth kept him young. The truth kept him vibrant and active and moving and having virility. Hey, go ahead and look that word up. Virility. All right, that's what all men should have, is virility. All right? But I'm going to play this clip, and we're going to get into a few scriptures. I ain't going to make this long. Just, drive and talk, so to speak. But enjoy the apostle. He's going in. Enjoy what he's going into. Because the apostle's been on this tip for a minute. But it's just spiritual because, certain brothers have been on this tip anyway. But it just goes to show you how the Spirit is saying the same thing to all the churches, to all the brethren, to all the true believers, to do the same thing. You know, and even in the worldly sense, the Lord has made it so easy for us to get on a level, you know, from the foods to the fruits to these gyms to these mixed martial arts classes to these different avenues of you can go to these places to hike. You got hills and mountains and beaches and trails and things of that nature. And certain cities are more getting more into having bike lanes for people, you know, so you could just be biking on these major roads, you know, instead of getting in your car or whatever, or taking your car somewhere, even if it's in your neighborhood, you can get on your bike and take them bike lanes and just be cruising and stay in shape like that. So the Lord is making so many things so much easier for us. And like the apostle said, shouldn't be no damn sloppy, fucking overweight slob in the truth. I don't give a damn what the fuck you talking about. You ain't supposed to be big like that. That's a demon and that's Satan on you. You know, get your ass in shape, man. Our forefathers is in shape. The way the dietary law alone keeps us on point, off top. You know, off top, you're supposed to be on point. When you first came into the truth, you should have seen your body changing, whether you was a little bit chunky or hefty, or if you was just a skinny guy. Because even these skinny cats, their bodies was all out of whack. Even though they skinny looking from the outside, their insides was all messed up. My insides was messed up, brothers. What we was eating, the bullshit. Even though on the outside it looked like we was cool, the inside we was all messed up. Brothers had to do colon cleanses and all types of other things to get our bodies back on point. And from the years that we've been in the truth, we've been keeping the dietary law to the best of our ability, reading labels and things of that nature, and really staying as close to the script as we can. And brothers can tell that it has paid off. Just ask the apostle. Now I'm going to play the clip. Shalawam.
Before you know it, you're knocking 6 miles out the box like it's nothing. And you know how much weight you're losing when you do that? Come on, man, there's no excuse. All right? Not only at GMS, sounding like a goddamn commercial, not only at GMS do we, it kind of startled me a little bit, not only at GMS do we work out our minds, we also work out our bodies too. Get in shape, man. You never know when you have to defend yourself. You got a lot of fucking knuckleheads out here, man. You know what I'm saying? So it just makes common sense for a man to stay in shape. There's no excuse for a man not to stay in shape.
See what the apostle said? It just makes common sense for a man to stay in shape. And the Lord has given us so many avenues to literally do that with ease. Me personally, you know, I live with a brother. We live together just to make things easier for both of us or whatever. Brothers got at-home gyms. Just a few weights here and there, and just things that keep their body on point. Certain brothers are in these different mixed martial arts classes, and they actually go to certain tournaments to see, where they at. And I commend those brothers for that. I was in one of those classes, me and another brother. We actually took those classes, and it taught us a lot. And the main thing I was thinking about in them classes, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, every time I went in that class and I was going up against one of the guys in the class, or every once in a while I come up against the brother because we was in the same class. We had to spar with each other. The only thing I was thinking about was our forefather Jacob and the angel. I'm like, man, this is in our blood. This is in our culture to do this and to know these pressure points and how our bodies work and what works for us and what don't, and what we need to work on and not work on, or whatever, So it puts you in a higher state of mind, higher learning, all right? But it is what it. Oh, and then the apostle said earlier in his video, I'm not sure which number is at when he said it, but he said staying in shape gets you on point in the arena of dealing with your lady. You ask any woman that, just to keep it a buck, when I deal with these women, man, they be all worn out. And I'm like, see, this is why we need more than one. That's why I always say in my head, I'm like, all right, man, you already through? The hell? Fuck. Yeah. And brothers be wanting to go again, like, another, again. And we like, man, see, this is why we need more than one, man. Like, this one I got, she can't keep up. So I'm like, man, see, that's why everything works out. That's why everything in the scripture is what it is. These women, that's cheating or whatever the hell you talking about. Like, shut up, man. Because brothers are so on point, we damn near superhuman. Literally, that's how I feel. Like, it takes a hell of a long time to get to that point of release. And whoever I'm dealing with, hey, you gonna have to put in work straight up. I ain't just like these niggas in the world 2 seconds. You can go, man. All right. But anyway, Salaki, I'm driving all these idiots is out here. God damn, I went the wrong way. Why did I go this way? I'm in front of a school, and you got the young cats. You got these young Jakes out here. Mainly it's all Jake. Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom. What the fuck is this nigga doing, man? All right. Salakia, man. These people are bugged out. Hey, that eclipse did something to these people's brains. They acted hella crazy. And there's a million damn people out here, man. Oh, see, and that's another thing. You got to exercise your mind. Like, I'm going to speak my 2 cents about these people, but I don't really have road rage like that. I just be looking at these people like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? I be shaking my head. Because you exercise your mind so much, let these people have it. They through, you know. But then it coincides, it blends perfectly with the physical exercise, mental and physical. You know, it coincides. You can't have one without the other. They form a symbiont circle. One will affect the other. You must understand this, right? So you got a lot of these meathead clowns that go to the gym. They're complete dummies. They don't know nothing about anything, but yet they the most brolic dude in that place. Like, goddamn, what the hell? You gotta have a mind too. King David and the warriors of old, they weren't just warriors and they were just GI and shit soldiers. Nah, they were men of skill, men of renown. They were diplomats. They knew how to handle themselves in whatever situation, right? And if it had to come down to physical prowess, they knew about that too. Hence, it always mentioned, especially in the book of Samuel and the Kings, how they would hit a man in the fifth rib. Now, that's only something you will know in a contact sport or when you know pressure points in the body and physical conflict. You don't just know that to know that. You got to know that just to take a dude out quick. Like, man, time to end this. Like, forget wearing yourself out, battling with a dude. You got to know how to take him out quickly and get to the next guy, you know? So our forefathers knew about such things as that. And best believe, just their day-to-day life was a workout. Our culture, the way we praise the Lord, the way we did things, what our land entailed. It was a land flowing with milk and honey, but we were, what's the word? We were husbandmen, which is farmers. We were farmers. All right, so we had to work in the field. We had to work with cattle. We had to wrangle up the cattle. We had to watch them. We had to carry them. We had to take them places. We had to we had to do a lot with the cattle. And you got to have strength. You got to have grit. You have to have a brain to do a type of job like that. Even to be a craftsman like YAHAWASHI, when he was on the earth, his occupation was a carpenter. You got to have a brain to do that. And you got to know what your body can handle. Just like when you applying for a job, Salaki, if I'm rambling. Just like when you apply for a job, they'll let you know the job description, like you must be able to lift this much, must be able to carry that much, must be able to bend and squat and shit, you know? So they'll tell you, all right, this is required. You got to be able to do this. And some jobs, if they on par, they'll send you to a clinic first and, give you your vital sign, regular check-in policies or whatever. They got to see if your body and your respiratory the respiratory part of the body is up to par with the job. Not only the physical aspects of the job, but can you take the environment when it comes to ventilation or air or whatever? Or it might be a place where it's heat, and it's furnaces and stuff like that, like where we work. You got to be able to, to withstand all of that. You know, all right, you got to be able to withstand all that. You know, so just going back to bodily exercise. Now, when Paul was writing this, he was in the Greek era. All right, and they had the gymnasiums, all that crap, which means naked, and they had those Olympic games and all that. So Israel was already a physical people off top, all right. But then in these different games and sporting events, bread and circus as they call them, you had to have some grit about you. You had to know what the hell you were doing, or you would die in them arenas or whatever. So Paul is saying, like, hey man, you got to be more on point in your spirit But look at the bodily determination it takes. When you want to get your body on point, look at the determination you need to take to keep that on point. So how much more spiritual, right? So I'm going to play the rest of the clip of the apostle.
Not to stay in shape. Okay? It's good for your health. It's good for your mind. It's just good all around. As it is written, bodily exercise profiteth little. Bodily exercise profiteth little, but it does profit. So do it. Get up off your ass and do it. Stop being fucking lazy. That's one thing I got to say about my father. Typical West Indian that he is. He's still alive. Typical St. Lucian. One thing that you get on the fighting side of my father if you were lazy. That's man. My papa is a hard-working man. I've never seen a man work as hard as him. I got to give it to him. My father. And I'm not just saying it because he's my father. I've seen it. All right? That's a hard-working man. That's that typical so-called West Indian in him, you know? And he's proud of that, man. He's proud to be a so-called St. Lucian, you know? So anyway, his thing was he hated lazy people. He hated people that was lazy. All right? So you brothers out there, don't be lazy, man. All right? Get out there and do what you got to do. Get yourself in shape. Okay? So with that, hopefully you found this video edifying. And I'll see you in the next video. Shalawam for now.
And that's it. Can't be lazy in this thing. He said it beautifully. He mentioned his father. Just Jake in general is a working, laborious people. You know? So you can't be lazy, man. We were never taught to be that. So don't be that in this truth. And earlier in that video, the apostle mentioned what dudes like to say as a fucking excuse and this bullshit. Oh, we're under the curses. Well, nigga, yeah, we are all under the curses, clown. But that don't mean shit. The Lord has given us this grace period to get things right. He's given us a chance. He's given us a way. He's given us avenues. So don't fucking use that as an excuse. And I'm like the apostle. And now I'm getting mad, see? Because you got niggas that will still use that excuse, you lazy punk ass nigga. But you want all the fucking women in the world and shit. Nigga, you need to be able to move, squat, and get down there and stretch and be able to lift and all that, man. Because dealing with your woman, that's a labor. That's why on the Shabbat, we were not permitted to do that. Even though it's a pleasure, it's a workout too. If you doing it right, huh? If you doing it right, brothers know. If you getting it in, you putting up a sweat. You gotta lift and move and twist and turn. And I'm thinking about that toy, twist it, bop it, pull it. And you got the twister game. You gotta be able to stretch. You know, if you doing it right, okay. So, but you got these niggas in the world want all the women and shit, but your ass can't even fucking squat. You can't even do the what they call Asian squat, or you can't be down there for long enough, or you can't touch your toes when you do the stretch, or you know, spread your legs at least to a point, you know, for men, because we got something between our legs, but you still should be able to get a good, you know, stretch to really like unknot, you know, your lower back and the upper back, and even down there in that region of the loins is no different than the shoulders. You know how that people that, man, you're real tense right here when you go get a massage. You're real tense, like you just knotted up right here. It's a lot of stress. A lot of Jake got stress in the lower region because they don't do shit. They're fucking lazy. So that's another reason, because if you don't get to what you got to do, it's gonna be a problem in your lower regions, and you wonder why your woman leave your clown ass, because you can't satisfy. You can't give her due benevolence because you through down there. Like, come on, man. See, the Lord is helping us out. You know, and even Paul said it profiteth little. He's mainly talking about the games and shit, but it does have its purpose, so to speak. Just like the apostles say, you might have to defend yourself. You might have to get down. You gotta know what the fuck you doing, man. Come on now. Got to know something now. Finally, I'm gonna get this scripture. All right, this is Salaki. I'm driving or whatever. This is 1 Timothy 4:8, and it reads, "For bodily exercise profiteth little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promises," or having promise of the life that now is, and of that which is to come. So we're not only getting ourselves ready for these days, Jacob's trouble, societal collapse, the end of this era, this world, but the beginning of the next world. All right? Because our mind, we exercising that. See, our bodies ain't going to be taken. We're going to be translated, changed. But our same mind, our spirit, is going to be exercised too. And it's going to have to be able to the only word I'm thinking about right now is mirror, but I mean, that's the best I can do. But there's another word. What's the word? Be able to complement. There you go. Our mind, our spirit is going to have to be able to complement the body that the Lord is going to give us, like his body, like unto his glorious body, which can do a whole bunch of things and yet still have the pleasures of the flesh, but not be subject to them. See that? Extraterrestrial, so to speak. And when you work out, man, you feel invincible. And remember, we're invincible. All right? Or from the show Invincible. And remember, I'm invincible. See? I'm in Mark Grayson. All right? You gotta remember, you feel like you're unstoppable. And you do. Just like the elder YAHAWAH. He's like, man, this truth keep me young. You have the Spirit of the Lord flowing through you. You feel unstoppable. You feel, man, you feel wonderful. You feel great. You damn near feel like you can fly when you really get into it. It puts you in another aura, man. Because you're finally in your natural state, at least in the bodily form, because we're men, right? Our natural state is masculine. To have a masculine frame, when you moving, when you active, you in your masculine frame. Like, say you walk into a place after you work out, you might go to a smoothie spot or a coffee place, and you see the women. When you have that testosterone flowing through you, you looking at them women like they a piece of meat, and they eyeing you like, oh, how you doing? Hi. They're all nice around you because you got it in. You took your body to the next level, right? And you looking at her like, girl, I can take your body to the next level, so to speak. And they can feel that, see? Because like your mental is in tuned with your physical, and it feels wonderful. And you have the best sleep, like especially if brothers work laborious jobs, and you put in a hard day's work. When you hit that pillow, man, you have a wonderful rest because you really you really labored that day. You really got it in. You really got it in. So your body is literally able to literally just rest, like, man, rejuvenate the right way because you took it to its limits. All right. So I'm gonna get this word exercise. Bodily just means the body. We gonna get Salaki. Touch the wrong thing. Damn. Get the wrong. Damn it. Yeah, man, bear with me, brothers. God damn it. Bodily. I hate when I do that. Pick the wrong thing and then it goes all the way south. Right there, that little video right there says your frame. See, a man's supposed to keep his frame, a masculine frame. I mean, you got to be active, moving. Okay? And these women getting on point too. They through in the gym fucking just showing every goddamn thing off. It's like, goddamn, like, what you want me to do? But when you in that frame of like, man, like, get out of the way, man. I'm in here to do me. And when you just get in that zone, that's when they start gravitating to you because they want to get in that zone. Now this is 1 Timothy 4:8. Physical training is good, but training for godliness is much better, promising benefits in this life and in the life to come. You see? Now, you go into this word godliness, when it mentioned Jacob fighting the angel in a rendition, one of our forefathers went through it like, kind of like an abridgment of our forefathers and their different the attributes about him and what they achieved in their particular life, whether it was the temptation of Abraham and it was accounted unto him for righteousness, or Noah being found in exchange for the world during the flood, or when it mentioned Jacob, it said that it proved that godliness was stronger than all, because I think it said goodly or something like that in the KJV, but then when you read it, it says godliness right there, which is the same word right here. And what did the godliness represent? Him overcoming the angel, him winning in that literal physical battle with the angel. That his hip, I think, was dislocated, and he still kept grappling with the angel. So when it mentioned the godliness right there, it was a physical thing, and it profited our forefather Jacob because he didn't give up. He didn't give in. He didn't let go until the angel blessed him and changed his name from Jacob, YAHAWAH, to YAHAWASHI, Israel. He, Prince of the Power, right? Because it was a physical thing that he had to overcome. So we both have to overcome physical trials and spiritual. But as the apostle said, though it's written, profiteth little, the word there, profiteth, is still there. So it is still a profitable thing. But, for every man in his proper order, what is the profit of it for you? And there's always benefits, always, right? Now, if you trying to lose weight, well, that's a beautiful benefit, because now your body's on point. Now it's moving the way it's supposed to move. If you already was somewhat in shape, your insides are now on point. You might not ate as good. Now you're on point, eating good, right? Now let's get this word profitable. All right. Well, actually, I want to get exercise first. Bear with me, brothers. Gymnasia. It says the exercise of the body in a palestra or school of athletics. All right. The school of hard knocks. It says any exercise, whatever. Stretching is an exercise. It ain't that you actually moving or pumping and getting your blood flowing, but you doing something. You moving your body. You stretching it beyond its limits to unlock certain parts of your body that you didn't even know you had. You're awakening muscles you didn't even know was there, that you probably ain't used since you were a child, right? It says the exercise of a conscientiousness relative to the body, such as is characteristic of ascetics or whatever this word is, and consists in the abstinence, right? Because this is what boxers do. But to me, I get why David and his men did that during the times of war. You don't want to be distracted, and plus you wanted to be clean before the Lord, on the battlefield or whatever. So they didn't really get at their women. That's why David he was able to get the showbread, him and his men, because they didn't come at the women during them campaigns, right? But even these boxers with the, laying down with the woman, like, yeah, all right, man, yeah, whatever, man, you give her the seed. I feel more rejuvenated after I do that, to be quite honest, though. I be more ready to go, because I use this certain tincture. Brothers use yohimbe, maca, what's the other one? Ashwagandha. There's one that I get from Sprouts. It's just called Male Virility, right? And I put that in water or certain juices or whatever, like real fruit juices, like beet juice or whatever, or pomegranate straight. Just things like that benefits the body, right? and you put that tincture in there, I feel like I can take on the whole earth, you know? You know, because I personally have I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, I might have steered off topic, so like it. But me and the brother, we got a bag, you know, a heavy bag. And I knock that thing out. If it ain't the Shabbat, I go head up with that thing, right? And go in, and I do angles and shit. I ain't just hitting the bag, just standing there and shit. No, I'm doing angles, I'm moving. I'm acting as if it's a real person in front of me, right? Like, I can't just stand here and fucking just hit this thing. Like, nah, the actual person gonna be moving. He gonna be throwing shit at me. So I'm moving around as if there's a real person, and I'm getting it in, right? But when I take that virility, that tincture, I feel unstoppable, right? Like, I'm about to knock it off the hinges. When I used to go to the gym, I know them assholes was in there looking at me like, this fucking guy, he's about to break our equipment. Like, motherfucker, you need to have some stronger equipment. I'm about to knock this shit, because I'm in the zone. I'm not thinking about the damn woman bending over and shit, or the damn girlies in the Zumba class and shit. I'm in there focused on my legs or upper body or the bag or whatever, or just stretching. I'm focused. And when you zoned in like that, you tapped in. And best believe all the women in there salivating, leaking for you, because you in your frame, you know? So it does have benefits, not only for you personally, but for your aura. People around you start gravitating to you because you in another spirit. That's what Joshua and Caleb had when they came back with the reports of the land. They was in that frame like, man, shit, we can surely take this land. And it's just as Moses said it was, a land flowing with milk and honey. But the other spies, these niggas was passive. Clown ass niggas, man. All scared and shit. Like, what the fuck are you, man? Do you know whose spirit is flowing through you? YAHAWASHI, what the hell you talking about? We can't take these fucking heathen down, man. They dreading because of us. Rahab said that. There ain't no strength left in a man because of you. You know? It says training, i.e. Asceticism, exercise. All right, exercise. It says abstinence from matrimony and certain kinds of foods, because you can't eat certain fatty foods or too many starches and shit like that. It'll fuck you up, or even too many red meats. It'll mess your ass up. Like, you know, boxers are on a certain regimen. Look at Daniel and the holy sons with him. They was on the vegetable and water. You know, that right there will get you on point. You know, brothers is just on different regiments, you know, out here. But it is what it is. Call Oyimla, YAHAWASHI, man. But like I said, even beating down a woman, you know, these boxers don't do it or whatever. It gives them some edge or whatever. That's all bullshit to me, because, you know, because them Vikings, like the Vikings and the warriors of old, they be raiding and they be sleeping with a woman and they still be ready to go to the battle. Like, they ain't like they all tired and drained and shit like that. Nah, we knew what that act was back in the ancient world. It wasn't, because that's all that's in a person's fucking head nowadays. Oh, man, I just gotta get it. Like, but you through after though, right? When you release, you're done. You're done like a mug, man. You through, you know? Yeah, I ain't gonna get it. Yeah, you through, you know? You're done. It's like you ain't got no life left in you. But that's pretty much it. Let's jump up out of there. Let's go to, we're gonna go to the word profiteth. And that word there looks like SD or something like that. This is longer than I thought, you know. I'm about
Strong's G 2076 SD. Thayer's Lexicon. I me.
SD and I me. SD, and I don't know why he said I me. Maybe that's the root of the word. I don't know. But bear with me, brothers. I'm about to reach my destination and I'll be able to look at this clearly. You know, bear with me, brothers. It's a lot for the phone going on and off. Yeah, I'm trying to keep on this road and bring it out. But bear with me, brothers. Let me see if there's any parking over here. All right, there's a spot right there, but I missed it. Is there a spot right here? Boom, there's a spot right here. All right. Bear with me, brothers. All right. All right. I might have to move. It don't look like there's enough room, but I'm out of the red at least. Okay. All right. So I reached my destination, Akim, and we're going to bring out a few of these words, get some other scriptures, and that'll be this lesson. It's longer than I thought. It's like it. And it says, Esti, says third person singular, to be profiteth. So it can profit for man or woman, any person, right? To wrestle. Consisteth. That's pretty much it. But I think he mentioned the root of the word, I me, or something like that. I me. To be, to exist, to happen, to be present. So you moving, you in the flow, you're present, it's happening, it's going on. It's to be or not to be. That is the question. Are you gonna do it or not do it? That's the question. You have the means to do it. You have the benefits of having fucking moving legs, and I gotta say it like that. It's a locket from my medieval French. There's certain brothers in wheelchairs and shit like that, and ailments that would kill to have the ability to walk and just go take a brisk walk or run or jump or sprint or leap. Like the man that was healed when Peter said, silver or gold have I none, but in the name of YAHAWASHI, they get up and walk. And he got up, and it said his ankle bones and stuff like that got strength, and he got up and he leaped and he was moving around. Come on, man. So you got the ability, use that ability, or it will be taken from you and given to somebody else. Best believe that is an easy thing for the Lord to do that. If you're just a lazy piece of crap, clown, the Lord gonna destroy your ass. And we see our people in this world, they are fucking through. They're done. These niggas that smoke, they're windy. You knock the nigga in the gut one time, if you sparring with his ass, he's out of there. He's throwing in a towel because he's winded. His fucking lungs ain't on point. He's done. Then you got dudes that got a gut. Hit him in that gut. Bow. He's done. He's out. Hit a man that's more lean, fifth rib. Boom. He ain't gonna get up from that. He gonna do the Ryan Garcia, take a knee. All right. Stretching. All right. Even knocking a woman down. Certain of these women, man, they look good. They got the body, and you going all the way in, right? I'm gonna keep it PC. You going all the way in, and they can't even keep up with you. Like, what the hell? I'm doing all the goddamn work. Like, come on, man. Don't it take two to tango? Follow my rhythm, right? And they bowing out. So it just goes to show brothers on a higher level, especially brothers that's really about this thing. We on a higher level. We far surpass everybody within our vicinity without even trying. Like, man, I ain't even trying to do all of this, but that's just how it is. Let me see if I can find the part where the apostle mentioned like getting down with a lady. We're gonna play it from right here.
Me, it did it for me. You know, I was not too long ago, I was 300 pounds almost. All right, as you can clearly see, I'm slimming down. Okay, a lot. And then you know, start doing your which I'm gonna get into, your push-ups and sit-ups and all of that, man. And then you know, you know, for your age, you get a nice tight frame, you know. Be able to take care of yourself if you need to. You know what I'm talking about, and take care of a woman. Okay, put it on that woman, you know, because you got the energy. Because why? You eating right.
There it is. He said it. You got the energy. You put it on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? Know what I mean? Apostles going in, man. See, that's the difference. You women got a time clock. Y'all through after a certain age. See, the apostles, they still going. They the Energizer Bunny. You hear me? You hear me? Shoot, hey, brothers is just getting into their prime. You think we were in our prime when we were in our 20s and all that? No, you hit your prime when you hit the 30s. That's your prime. Like, yeah, you got strength and virility and all that when you were in your 20s. That's when you would join the war effort, the military in Israel. But you hit your prime at 30. They'll tell you even in this world, a man hits his prime 30 and pretty much beyond. A woman hits her prime when she first starts to bleed into maybe her mid-20s, maybe, give or take, maybe 30. If the woman's been keeping herself, she'll still look good. Our women can age good if they keep themselves right. Now, I'll tell you what type of woman is keeping herself right. The Edomite woman is on point, man. I'm talking about White Castle. Like brothers say, it's snowing out here. It's snowing in California. It's snowing in California, man. And in these other nations, if they on point, like, God damn, Moab always got them thighs on them just off top. Like, what the hell? But now they starting to have body. The end dub is through. Now you see a couple of them where they on point, like, damn, all right. Our women always look good. When they really on point, woo, they look good. And like the apostle say, you can put it on them. Because you eating right, you can keep up with them. You got energy. Let's play that back.
Sit-ups and all of that, man. And then, for your age, you get a nice tight frame, Be able to take care of yourself if you need to, you know what I'm talking about. And take care of a woman, okay? Put it on that woman, Because you got the energy. Because why? You eating right, you exercising, you're doing what you got to do. That's just common sense. That's the message of this video. That's just common sense. Shouldn't be no fat, lazy, sloppy, fat nasty. We're always getting on the nigger woman, how morbidly obese she is. All right? What about you men? What excuse do you have? All right, get out there, man. I'm going to be 60 this year. 60. 60. And I damn sure don't feel like it. All right? Why? Because I've drastically changed my diet and I believe in the exercising. Like earlier today, I really didn't feel like walking. Let me take a day off. And the other part of my mind said, man, fuck taking a day off. Get your ass out there and at least do 3 miles. And once I started doing the walk, I started getting into it. I said, man, fuck this. I'm going to do more than 3 miles. I could have did 6 miles if I wanted to. And just keep on going. Because I felt that energy kicked in. And I'm liking.
You know what energy that was? The spirit of YAHAWASHI got into the apostle. And then he got into his frame, his natural frame. Is what Michael Jordan and Kobe and these dudes that are in the athletic arena, right? They say I got into the flow. I was in the zone, what they call the zone. They got into their frame and their craft, and they was just on. But every man, all men, have the ability to get in that frame. How much more the Israelite man, when we have access to the ultimate power, YAHAWASHI, man. Why do you think the women gravitate to brothers, especially whether you in the gym or you just walking, like the apostles walking? Best believe he's seen some White Castle out there, and and they was probably looking like, hey, how you doing? Hi. Because he's in that frame. Get in that frame, man. You'll feel good. You'll like the way you look. I guarantee it. Men's Warehouse and shit. Come on. All right? And I'm so loving that the apostles came on with this. Because I was in the spirit of already kind of going into the frame and, being active. And boom, there you go. That's the spirit. Solidifying everything. That's the spirit. What's the word? That's the spirit. What's the word? Not justifying, but that's the spirit. Not codifying. The spirit is that's the confirmation. There you go. The spirit has confirmed it. It's the confirmation by the spirit that the apostles doing this lesson. Apostle Dahar, best believe he did a lesson, and all the other apostles. And how much more even the apostle RAWCHAA. But he's more on brothers to get into that spiritual side. Keep your medicine strong, Akim. Prayer. Get into the spirit. Start working out in the spirit. Get into the hyperbolic time chamber of the spirit. Just be there. Because when you in tune with the spirit and you go physical, man, you feel like a man on fire. You just can't stop. You don't want to stop. That's why even when you get into the arena of beating a woman down, right? They get winded. Like, God damn, I'm through. Like, damn, see, this is why I need more than one. You done. You need to go take a break and bring the other one, bring the next one in. You know, come on. Brother still got that energy, man. Where am I at on time? Damn, already 150. All right, so I'm pretty much going to close out. I'm just rambling now. But let's go to these last few scriptures, and that'll be that. And Lord's willing, brothers, Edified, you know, I just be rambling, feeling good. All right? Woo, man. Now let me get the 13th verse. Ecclesiasticus 30 and 13. Chastise thy son. You beat the hell out of his ass. And even you can chastise your son by like, hey, get out there and exercise, especially when he comes of age. Like, hey, let's go. Come on. You coming with me today. Whether it's helping you out with laboring or you might be going on a walk or to the gym or go balling if he's of age, you know, around that age where he can just go with you. You teach him a thing or two, like this is what you do. This is how you stretch. Remember, this is what you do. You stretch first before you get up in there. All right, then you do this and then you do that and then you take this and then you take that, right? But then, you know, if he's, you know, just going off and being a fucking slob, lazy piece of scum, you know, in our law, you're supposed to stone a child like that. But in this society, hey, get your seed on point, especially if you got boys. Get them on point. You know, you got girls, get them on point. You got a woman, keep her on point. Because best believe if you looking good and she a damn clown and other women looking at you, that's going to get her ass in order. Like, nigga, if you don't fucking play your cards right, you won't be out of here. I'm going to get these women right here. Yo, they looking at me. They ain't looking at you. You a damn slob right now. That's going to get your woman on point. Like, damn, he looking good. So I got to be on point, not to look good for nobody else, but to be on your program, to look good for you because you on point. So she can keep up. And like I said, daughters, you got them, you keep them on point. And then you got sons, really get on their head. Chastise them. All right, whether you have to beat them, discipline them, or hold them to the labor. Or hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee. And there's a lot of lewd niggas out here, these fucking YNs, these fucking clowns, these weed smoking pieces of shit, sitting the fuck around, playing goddamn video games all goddamn day, ain't doing nothing. And your ass is in your youth, in your prime, and you can't do a goddamn thing. You more winded than Jake twice your age or 3 times your age. Come on, man. Reading on. Better is the poor, being sound and strong of constitution, than a rich man that is afflicted in his body. So we better than an Edomite. Or we better than a nigga that got money, but you through, nigga. You had to bend over or you just through. A poor man's better than you because he has access to a gym. He can make his own gym. He can take a walk. He can go running. He can swim. He can do whatever. He on point. And best believe women gonna go after that type of guy. Like my man Casey Xander, a lot of these red pill guys. He's like, I don't give a damn if you 8 feet tall. I don't give a damn you can lift 1,000 pounds. You got a Bugatti. You got a fucking 500 Fortune 500 company. You got a goddamn $1 million in the bank. A woman ain't never gonna look your fucking way because of all those accolades you got if your ass is weak in your body or not on point or you just off or you a slob. They ain't never gonna look your fucking way. But a bummy guy that only got $500 to his name or maybe $20 in the bank, he waiting on his next paycheck, but he go his ass to work and slave and labor and he's on point. And he go to the gym and he ball. Best believe the women is going to be looking at that guy. But to you and your frame of mind in the realm of men and logic, they looking at that guy like, man, on paper, that dude's a fucking loser. He's a bum like these fucking other camps be calling us. But nah, nigga, we on point, right? And the women looking at us and we ain't even paying them no attention because we just doing the will of the Father. That's all we doing. You know, our body being on point is above infinite wealth. And I'm gonna read that. It says, health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. Woo! So we are rich because our body's on point. Thanks to the law, thanks to the dietary law, thanks to the Spirit of the Lord, thanks to him keeping us pretty much on a leash, as the scriptures say, At first, wisdom is gonna have the feathers and chains on you, but then it's gonna become a a robe of glory and a chains about thy neck, royalty, right? It says, there is no riches above a sound body, a healthy body, and no joy above the joy of the heart, of the mind. Now, happiness is fleeting. That's like motivation. The shit is fleeting. You get motivated for a quick second and then you through. But discipline and determination is just like joy. It's something that comes from within. It's something that's drawn out of you. That's something that you just have innately in you. Like, I got to do this. I just got to do it. I can't not do it. Like the apostle mentioned in the video, he said, hey, something told me, his own mind was telling him, nah, man, just take a break today. And he said, but then, the spirit was like, nah, fuck that. Get your ass out there, and do what you got to do. Yep, we got the same spirit flowing in us. You got your weak ass flesh just wanting to chill all goddamn day. But then you got the spirit like, man, get your ass up and go out there, man, and get it in. All right? Whether it be with them women folk or it be just for your own, benefit, so to speak. But best believe it's going to be a benefit. It's going to be a profit unto all. Right? So that's pretty much it, man. I'm going to leave it there. Salaki for the rambling. I just had a lot to say. Was in the spirit. I had to kind of drive over here, get to my destination. I wanted to let the apostle kind of take it away while I was focusing on the road. Salaki for the phone going in and out. I had to keep my eye on the road. Right? Now, hey, speaking of that movie, The Road, hey, you never know. You might have to body a nigga quickly. Right? You got to be on point. You got to know what the fuck you doing. You got to know your own body, your strengths and weaknesses. And you got to work on them here and now. So when that day comes, the Lord's going to endow you with that power. You're going to be able to overcome. And it's going to show that godliness is stronger than all. Let me get that. I'm going to end it with that. Jacob overcoming that angel. Right? Apocrypha. Where is it at? Where is it at? Oh gosh. It was godliness in another place, but it's goodness now. I don't know why they changed it. Because I know in my 1611, I believe it says godliness, but in this translation online, it says goodness, right? But it's godliness in another version, the original version. Where is it at? Bear with me, brothers. There it is. Wisdom of Solomon 10 and 12. It's talking about Jacob. She defended him from his enemies. Talking about Esau, Edom, and the 400 men that came to slay Jacob. Because, Esau was hot at this time at our forefather. Not knowing that the blessing, the birthright was to Jacob anyway. He was the firstborn in the spirit. Though Esau was firstborn in the flesh. That don't mean nothing. All right? It says, she, which is the spirit of Mashiach, which is wisdom. He has become wisdom for us, our atonement. All right, our propitiation. It says, for she is, Salakia. It says, she defended him, talking about Jacob, from his enemies, Esau, Edom, and the 400 men that came with him armed, and kept him safe from those that lay in wait, Esau, Edom, and the 400 men. And in a sore conflict, this is the fight that Jacob had with the angel. She gave him the victory, that he might know that goodness is stronger than all. But in another version is godliness. And and that was the same thing. It said the exercise in godliness is profitable unto all things. All right. Might as well get godliness. Might as well, since I'm here. So I get since I'm here, might as well go and get it. Might as well. Is it here? No. Good godliness. There we go. Let's get the word real quick. Probably an hour in. Yup, almost. Let's get the word.
Strong's G 2150. Yusebaya.
Reverence, respect, piety towards YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM Shai, godliness, holiness. So that Jacob would know that his piety towards YAHAWAH BAHASHAM Shai and the respect that the Lord had unto our forefathers and the love he had for them, that's why he overcame that angel. That looking at Jacob's determination. All right. And then his reverence for the Lord. And then the Lord, you know, working through him to establish a covenant, a perpetual covenant with us through him that was going to go through his loins unto all of us that came from Jacob, to the sons of Jacob and Joseph, right? The Israelites, the tribes. So I'm going to close out with that, giving all praises, glory and honor unto YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM RAWCHAA QADASH, by whom we do function for this lesson. Double honors unto my apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well and continue to do so. Salutations. Who else is bringing this out but the apostles, man? They are great leaders. All right. And look what it says. Fat and sloppy. No excuse in Great Millstone. Change your diet. Employ bodily exercise. No excuse. So all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI once again for this lesson. Lord, when you are edified, double honors unto my apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Much love to you brothers out there fighting and keeping active and getting your body on point. Keep it up. And to you sisters doing that which is becoming the women, you already know what to do. You know, our women post to look good, but cover yourself up and, you know, and leave that for your man to unwrap when the time is right. Okay. So with that, I'm going to close out. And those of you that are addicted unto this ministry, I pray you are edified. I say shalom. On to the next one. Shalom.